Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of those videos where we're talking about updates on Dwarf Fortress coming from Toady1 and KitFox, and in this one I actually have something interesting. This is the first time this has happened to me. I have an exclusive screenshot of Adventure Mode. This was given to me by KitFox, and the reason I have this is because today at 3 p.m. Pacific time, Tarn Adams is going to be joining me on my stream. We're going to be talking about Dwarf Fortress. We're going to be answering some questions that you guys sent in on the Google form that I set up a couple days ago, and in response, they reached out and they've given me a couple screenshots to show you guys. So this is our first actual look at the Adventure Mode UI. There's been a lot of curious questions flying around as to what exactly the UI is going to look like. For those of you who are unfamiliar, here's a little bit of footage of me playing Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode in Classic from version 47. So this is quite some time ago, and of course I'm using a tile set, but that gives you a brief idea of what the UX for Adventure Mode looks like. Well, now we have this. So of course you can see that they're speaking with a hippo man, and the player character is that human down in the bottom left with the black hair. Now, of course, we have a small collection of icons. Some of these may be familiar as some of them are transported in from Fortress Mode down in the bottom right. That map icon specifically is one, which I'm assuming takes you to the fast travel overworld map, as well as the bed icon, and then, of course, the little hammer and bricks icon. As for what all of these buttons do, admittedly for myself, while I've played a decent amount of Adventure Mode, I'm quite rusty and it's been a long time. So it's kind of anybody's guess as to what most of these icons do. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, however, such as your journal, your inventory, and your quest log, and dialogue, and talking to people, and mounts, and weapons, and all that jazz. But I think that this UI is actually really clean. Considering we're going to be able to control the game both with mouse and with keyboard controls, I think that this is a really solid start for a nice, simple, clean UI. Something else I would like to show you that I also have access to are these. This is the first of two screenshots I have of a world map. Now, the world map that you know from Fortress Mode currently has these big red squares when you're kind of zooming around in the overworld. Now, this is very important for Adventure Mode, so in Fortress Mode, they've just had the placeholder red squares since release. However, when you're looking at the world map, what you're actually supposed to see when you're settling are these. These are like the actual city layouts for the different towns. So this is a pretty small settlement. It doesn't have too many large buildings, just a small cluster of them and a lot of farm fields and roads surrounding them. It's probably a human hamlet or a small town. Definitely not a large city. Those would be much larger. And I also have this screenshot with the second image. So in Adventure Mode, when you're traveling around in the overworld, you'll see these cities like this, and you can actually select where in the city you want to drop down in and explore. Of course, the entire world is interconnected when you're actually running around down on foot, and time moves faster when you're in the overworld fast traveling. It also uses up some resources, and you'll get tired, and the sun will go down. There's a day-night cycle and all that jazz. But this is a early look at what the gameplay of Adventure Mode is going to be like. We have this one screenshot, which shows a couple of characters around, as well as the player character, and of course our adorable little setup of buttons for the UI. And of course, then when you go up to the overworld, when you're fast traveling, it'll look like this. And then you can move around on the overworld and explore your world as you see fit. Everything from right down to the city layouts, all the way to the vast wilderness. Are you excited for Adventure Mode? Would you like to hear Tarn talk about working on it? Well, of course, today at 3 p.m. Pacific time on my Twitch channel and on YouTube here on this channel, I will be streaming a discussion with Tarn Adams. Of course, the VOD will go up onto this YouTube channel the next day. I'm going to premiere it in case you want to hang out in the chat with us that day. The edited version that goes up the day after will include this questions on screen, so it might be a little bit easier to follow, as well as handy-dandy little timestamps. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for supporting the content I do and allowing me to do stuff like this. And of course, if you liked the video, leave a like on it. Let me know down in the comments section what you think of these screenshots. And I hope to see you live today. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.